So why don't you tell us about the Cape Town Opera Company?
Cape Town Opera is a very exciting company. We are the only permanent opera company in the country and in Africa for that matter. We create employment for a number of singers. Linda is one of 6 studio members, and there's a chorus of about 23. And we have a number of young artists who were previously studio members and then they moved on a little bit. It is a non-profit company. We do not have government funding, so the closest we come to government funding is lotteries, the national lotteries.
Yeah.
They give us, well, not always, but regularly.
Yeah.
We have funding from them enough to keep us going. And, that's sort of the basic, that is who we are. And we tour a lot overseas for core operational funding. And sometimes, Linda, you've been part of those productions. You've sung in them as well. It's exciting.
Yes, it's very exciting.
Yeah. And then at least we are a non-profit company, but then we do make a little bit of profit so that we can, And the partnership with the UCT Opera School is very, very valuable, both to them and to us.
Can you tell us about that partnership?
It's a long-standing, it's been in place for years, and I think that's part of the value of it, the stability, that it has always been there, and people know that it is reliable. The training of the singers must culminate on stage, and if they only sing with piano, it is not the same as following a conductor and being with the orchestra and responding to the audience. And we offer that opportunity while they are still in training, so they're in a protected environment, and if they make mistakes, it's not really okay, but it is at least still acceptable.
Right.
But they're on the big stage, tickets are paid for, they have to deliver. And that's invaluable experience. And it's the only company in the country that can currently afford that to young singers. And then they progress, as Linda is now. She will tell you that 2 or 3 years ago she was more scared, maybe a little more nervous. They gain in confidence and the performances gain in stature, and then they go and perform abroad.
That's really exciting. Have you performed abroad?
Yes.
Where?
I went to New York with the University of Cape Town, and then this year we went to Bordeaux with Cape Town Opera Company to perform Porgy and Bess, and it was exciting. Yep. It was my first time traveling with the company, and I had a great time, and it was a good experience for me.
What kind of feedback did you get from the international audience?
They were very impressed. I mean, this year we had lots of touring outside the country. We went for Porgy and Bess, and then it was the African Angels who went to
Köln.
Yes, and then it was Barcelona recently, and then they're expecting to go to China end of the year. So I think people overseas, they love the work that we offer them as the Cape Town Opera Company, because everyone is so dedicated to the work, and then it gives a good feedback from the audience overseas. So that's why they keep on calling us, because we deliver.
Sounds like you tell them. It sounds
very
like
well put. Yes, absolutely.
Now, how many students do you take from the opera school into the actual company?
It depends a little bit, because every second year, the studio program is 2 years.
Okay.
So every second year there's a round of national auditions, because there are good singers in all parts of the country. They end up in Cape Town, but they are all over. And they sometimes then come to UCT first for a postgraduate program, or they come straight away into the studio. Sometimes the two run concurrently. Like she is doing postgrad, but she's also in the studio. But some of them in the studio are not necessarily at UCT. We can only take about 6 a year.
Okay.
I mean, for the 2-year program.
Right.
But there are plenty more at UCT. I mean, there are about, how many opera students do you have in total? There must be 150.
Yes.
Wow.
I think there must be about 150 in the 4 or 5 years, spread over postgraduate as well. So, we can only take a number, but then they stay for 2 years. Their talent gets honed and refined, and sometimes under great pressure. They have to deliver, as she says. And it is world-class performances that come out on the other side, but it's the performers that everybody loves. They love the singers, and that's also what we get funding for, and why we get called back to Europe and everywhere else. People love the performances that are alive and vibrant and truly South African in their expression. They are different from European singers. They're a little bit more austere over there. They're more you know, the German singers, and so they're fantastic, they're excellent and wonderful. But a South African singer is a different, I don't know what it is they have, but I think it's passion and vibrancy and, yeah, natural talent.